Hey, it's Rich, the Louisiana Hobby Guy. And today or yesterday, we got an announcement that it is the end of an era for Rolly automation and the Lasermatic. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm going to stop using my Lasermatics. I've got four of them and they all work flawlessly. And it is by far the best laser that I've ever used as far as diodes are concerned. Overnight, since yesterday, since the announcement, I have gotten bombarded with questions of, well, what machine? I've been looking at that Galvamatic and the Lasermatic, and what machine should I look at now? Well, there is a new company on the scene, and I did a video on them about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it is called Aliencell, and they have their new X1. Now, it is a new company, and they are on Kickstarter right now. So Kickstarter is always a gamble, but I feel really comfortable with this company. I've been talking with the manager and the head of marketing for quite a while now, since before LBX. And they actually came here for a week in New Orleans. And I've seen, pictures inside the factory and, machines getting prepared and all. So I feel pretty comfortable in making this video today. And after being able to play with it for a couple of days, really is an impressive machine. So I wanted to take a minute today to introduce you to their Kickstarter project. So let's jump up and take a look at it. And yeah, I know everything says it's the world's first today. This one actually is. This machine is running a completely different operating system than any other machine out there. It runs an Arduino board with an M54 chipset, and that board is running Linux. Completely different. It's not your typical CNC ESP32 board. This is a whole new build from scratch. And I got to tell you, it's slick, very slick. Let's look at some of the features, and the pricing on these are absolutely incredible. So the super early bird, if you look over here on the right, on the bottom base machine is $12.99. Let's take a look at some of the features that it's got. It's Lightburn compatible, but they have their own software called Aliencell that does a lot more than Lightburn does. I'm not a big fan of third-party softwares, but this software seems to work really well. So there are two 8-megapixel cameras, one on either side for the bed size, and this is probably something that you haven't seen before in diode lasers, and that is the work area, 24 inches by 18 inches. It really is massive compared to any of the other machines on the market. So this comes in 20, 40, or 60 watt diodes. So any of those. And it has a 7-inch or almost 7-inch touch screen, and everything is on the touch screen. Everything that you need to do, even if you have an issue with the software, there's a way that you can one tap create a file to upload to the company's website to get support without having to go back and forth. They'll know everything that's happened with the machine from that one file that you create. And here is probably the biggest reason why you'd consider something like this, is that the acceleration speed on this thing is 20,000 millimeters per second squared, whereas most lasers on the market today are about 2,000. So a lot more speed. And what that means is on the scanning, when you're scanning at a 0-degree angle, let's say that you're doing a photo, every time it gets to the end of a line, it has to slow down, turn off, speed up, turn back on, and then go the other way. So that acceleration is that amount of time where it has to slow down and speed up. And believe it or not, when you're scanning a large picture, let's say you're doing an 8x10 photo, there are thousands of turnarounds in there, and this is going to reduce your time for that photo by about 2/3. So a big gain in big gain in speed. Oh, look, there's my video. I didn't even realize it was up here, but you can go on my channel and take a look at that video if you like. So like I said, 20, 40, and 60 watts, and it has a nice acrylic cover. It's not 360 visible, but you can see the entire job from above. And there also is a little third camera in here we'll talk about in a minute. So everything, like I said, is controlled here from this touchpad. So anything that you'd like it to do is controlled right there. And look at it, he's moving the picture on the bed. I mean, you don't get a great example of it, but if he moves the picture right there, the laser moves to that exact position wherever you move it. Pretty neat. There we go. There's a better view. So on the screen, you're getting to see exactly where the laser head is positioned. The dual cameras is to get rid of the distortion because the bed is so wide. This is just a quick example of Aliencell compared to another popular brand. And this is very stable. So they have this built-in motor stabilization. These people come from the 3D printing world, and it turns a squiggly line into a straight line. And that is done with calibration. If you ever have any issues with the lines not being straight, you can run the calibration just like a 3D printer. And here you can see that there's very little pixelation on the images. And it's got dual fans on the modules. So you'll be able to engrave for hours. It comes with the cutting slats, which is a knife bed, or the honeycomb panel. You can choose whichever one you want. I guess some people would choose both. On my CO2, I prefer the knife bed, but on the diode laser, I usually use the honeycomb. So it is Lightburn compatible if you don't want to use their software, but their software is going to have different features. You can pick a type of material, like let's say you picked 3mm wood, and the machine would automatically focus and set its settings for 3mm wood, which is kind of a nice feature. You get a real-time simulation in the preview. And here's what I'm saying. You can slide that slider to see the difference in how the image is going to come out. So if you wanted to make it darker, you slide it to the right. Lighter, you slide it to the left. And these are also the automatic settings. And this thing has a great air pump as well. It's an actual air pump. It's rated at 14.5 PSI, which is about the highest you'll ever want to go. If you look here, the paths are smart. A lot of people complain about Lightburn going everywhere, but following the same path, this one will follow the same path to give you the fastest job. And here you'll see the screen has the cross pointer, and when you move the laser, it actually moves that around in the software. And here's the feature that they don't really talk about much, and that is that little camera in the corner. If you happen to be in the next room or something like that, you could always take your phone and log into that camera and watch the process of the engraving from the next room. And I think that's a great feature. And again, that comes from the 3D printing world. You'll be able to view it. You'll be able to record it, whatever you want to do. This is a gauge right down here underneath this left side. There's a little sensor that checks the air purity in the room. And that gauge is going to tell you how many parts per million of contaminants are in the air. A lot of people want to know if their environment is polluted or not. So all the specifications are here if you want to look it up. By the way, this has 5G, where most lasers are going to require you to use the 2.4G wireless. This one has 5G, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, USB, Wi-Fi, LAN, whatever you want to use. The operating system is from Windows 7 and supports Mac as well. This is the most impressive air pump over here. Does a great job. Every cut that I made on it came out with clean edges, super clean. You could wipe it on your hand and you wouldn't get a bit of soot. Without spending too much time in here, let's come to the right side and look at the prices. This should be the 20 watt. Yeah, the 20 watt diode laser is $12.99 right here. So it's $12.99 is the early bird special if you order now. These are going to be shipping out at the end of September. It's not too long off till the end of the Kickstarter. So that's the 20 watt, $12.99, and that's the laser by itself. Then for $17.99, you're going to get the laser with the 40 watt, and there's 92 of those left. And for the 60 watt, it's $23.99. So those are the machines only. Then they have packages down here. So the package, in this case, I think includes the fire extinguisher, the air compressor, the mini vacuum, and the air purifier. And that package is $26.99. And then the all-inclusive bundle, let's see, that was the 40 watt. And then here is the 60 watt. And that one is $32.99. So you save $800 off the regular price. And then if you look at this one is $28.99. This is the 40 watt. And then here's the 60 watt, $34.99. That's it. I just wanted to do a quick video today because I'm getting so many questions from people on, things like I was about to pull the trigger on the Galvamatic, or I've already put an order, placed an order for the Galvamatic, and now where do I go? Now this does not have the Galvo and it doesn't have the IR, but for a diode laser with the acceleration that it has, it's going to be almost as fast as the Galvo. That's it. That's all I wanted to talk about today. I just wanted to show you an option that is available out there. There are all kinds of options on the market. With Rolly Automation going out of business, there really is no competitor. The only thing that we can do is hope and pray that the support from this company will be as good as the support from Rolly Automation. That is one of your alternatives to the Galvamatic Lasermatic series. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this new laser. Go watch the other video. I'll put a link down in the description that I did on this machine. And I should have one in about the next 2 to 3 weeks. So you'll start seeing some videos on my experience with this machine. And hopefully it's going to be as good as the Rolly Automation experience. I hope you enjoyed this video today. And as always, I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.